bunch of you guys out there probably are a lot better and know a lot more about this stuff than I do. I am an amateur, but I'm getting her figured out. And what I found out, if you're gonna live the RV life, you're gonna have to learn how to do a lot of this stuff yourself.
For the day I break these chains, I'm bound for the life of the simple things.
Attempting to install a new one. I haven't done that before, so we'll see how it goes. It didn't look crazy difficult. Actually, it looked pretty simple. So we'll go over there and check it out. Looks like I got 3 screws, a couple of pipe fit points, and I already unplugged the electrical, so doesn't look bad at all. There was somebody out here working on a different Holiday Rambler, and we asked him about what he would charge for that. And so they wanted $99 for the pump, and then he said $35 service call and $100 minimum on the hourly. So just replacing this is 135 bucks, and that's not really crazy expensive when I know it's like $160 an hour at the RV, you know, dealerships around. And I found the pump for $69. The pump that's in there right now is, you know, it's out of service, but I found one that's supposed to be a direct replacement. Vice grips to loosen up the 2 points that are connecting to the pump. Now I'm gonna undo these screw points and try to pull that pump out. Pulling the pump out now. Oh. Looks like it had a lot of water in there still. Guess I should have had that drain more. Looks to me like this housing had been leaking for a long time. If you see all the oxidation on there and mineral deposit. So it's pretty easy to take it out. Let's see if it's just as easy to go back in. It turns out it's not identically the same pump setup here. In fact, there's a significant difference. Everywhere I saw online, it said the 4008-101-E65 was an exact replacement for this 2088-403-144, and it's not. First of all, you got 4 points to bracket on versus the 3 on this pump. Also isn't set up with this, but I guess looks to me like an electrician probably might have put that on. So I mean, I could, it's pretty much identical on the connections there, but it's not gonna be an exact input here probably. Oh no, yeah, so it's not gonna sit against the wall the same either. It's a problem, it's not the right pump. That sucks. So before I gave up on my project, I decided to roll on in here to South Coast RV and see if I can pick up a matching water pump now that I have the water pump out. Here at the little dealership, they pulled out the pump that I had back at the RV, told me that's the exact one that SureFlow themselves are saying is the replacement for it. So that's all there is available out there as a replacement. So I gotta figure out how to make it work. I gotta go look and see what changes I need to make to the plumbing in there, you know, fitting wise, to be able to fit that in. Kind of got some ideas on what I should do to the pump here to try to make it fit, and I got some tools that I didn't have to be able to do it. So we'll get to work. So what I'm gonna do is, it looks like I got the same size bolts here, and they look like they should be in the same position. So I'm going to swap out the 2 brackets here and see if that works out for me. I put the old bracket on the new pump, and now I'm going to go and see if it fits, if I screw it on, if it'll fit up there so that I can get my lines connected to it. And if that'll work, then I'll wire it up. I'll rewire it with some splice connectors into this. So it didn't look like it was going to be an easy fit, but it looked like I could get it in there close enough. I might have to do something with a new fitting. You know, looked like it should be able to work. So I'm gonna go ahead and try wiring it up. Then I'm gonna go ahead and mount it, and then I'm gonna see what kind of plumbing adjustments, if any, I have to do to get it to run. The wiring on this pump is 16 gauge, so I'm gonna go ahead and use a 14-16 butt connector. And I know a bunch of you guys out there probably are a lot better and know a lot more about this stuff than I do. I am an amateur, but I'm getting her figured out. And what I found out, if you're gonna live the RV life, you're gonna have to learn how to do a lot of this. I've used the regular wire strippers that come connected on the cutters before, and it seems like I always break a wire strand whenever I did it. So I went ahead and I got myself a good heavier duty strictly a wire stripper, and so we're gonna try this. So I want about roughly that much exposed, I believe, to go into that butt cutter. And I know I have 16 AWG wire, so I'm gonna go ahead and roll with this. All right, there we go. Stripped it nice. That's the cleanest strip I ever did. I would say that's definitely worth it. And crimped onto the wire, and I'm going to do a second one, not quite so tight, but to hold on to the insulation. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and get this wire ready. I'm gonna be making a quick run over here to the Home Depot. Sorry about the camera dying on you there while I was doing that wiring. I got it wired up, and it runs. The pump runs from the switch in the RV now, but I got to get some parts to be able to re-plumb it, to plumb into that pump, because that pump doesn't fit right. The pump's not going to fit in there like I wanted it to. I have to totally mount the pump in a different spot and then plumb to it and pre-drill some holes for my mounting setup here. So I used some duct tape to roughly space where I need to sit the bracket, and then I pre-drilled the top, and now I'm going to pre-drill the bottom here before I go ahead and start screwing it in. I went ahead and bolted the bracket back on the pump, and I'm going to be using these self-tapping screws that are just slightly larger than the holes that I drilled there, and see if we can't mount it here. I made sure that behind it wasn't anything electrical or anything like that. This is just a fiberglass box here. I have those plates there because I wanted something better to grip than just trying to grip a little bit of fiberglass. Okay, so we got the pump in here mounted on the rubber bracket. It can move around, so it should make less noise that way. I think that's why they do it that way. And now I'm going to go ahead and start trying to plumb to it. I put these 90-degree elbows in, and then screwed on these guys here, and now I'm going to put some flexible line between there and here, and up there on the right to here. Now, like I said before, I'm not really an expert at this. I'm hoping it'll work and I'm hoping it won't leak, and we'll find out. Here's the flexible hose I was talking about. It's braided in here. It's rated to 160 pounds, and I won't ever be doing more than 55 with that pump, so should be perfect. Went ahead and ran that flexible hose. Got hose clamps onto the elbows up there. Had to get brass here. It was kind of expensive, but hey, you know, and everything's connected up. I'm gonna plug in the electrical right now and go ahead and see whether it's gonna hold water. Pump worked, but we definitely got a water leak up here. Hopefully I just tighten that and it goes away. Found out why it was leaking. That thing is just like shredded. Just asked Carolina to go and turn on the pump again for me. Looks like I'm leaking in a different spot now. Maybe if I tighten that up. All right, go ahead and turn it off. It took me about 20 times as long as the plumber, but no leaks, and it's held pressure for about 10 minutes now. I think she's fixed. All new pump in there. Plumbing I ran, no leaks, so we're good to go. Got to go throw away my garbage now here, and then I'm gonna go and read up on how much chlorine I should put in that freshwater tank to sanitize it, and I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna try to get that done tonight because we're back out of the park tomorrow. It'll be nice to have the pump again. Doctors and more doctors. Carolina's going in for a bone graft. Get out there, connect with people, live your big story, and make sure you do something every single day to reduce world suck. Peace, guys.
It's been a long day without you, my friend, and I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. We come a long way from where we began. Oh, I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. When I see you